Good morning. Okay, so we're back. Now the next video in our lineup is Ether. So Ether had the next highest numbers on TikTok. So we're going to go into Ether. Feeling these sacred geometry cards since we're in the ethers this week. So anybody focused on their the more on the spirit realm and getting in touch and alignment with their spirit, just doing work, doing spiritual work. This message is for you. Conception, coherence, realization, Gaia, discernment, belief, dynamic. Ooh. Okay. I feel like there's something, it's like you're awakening to like you can hear spirit a little bit better. Or this is what's trying to come in. The conception to me is like that empty space where, the boom happens or the friction happens and something is created. But you have to be sensitive enough to pick up on it and coherent enough to pick up on it when you see it or when you feel it. Yes, it says the frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality we desire. Yes, so if you're not in that alignment with yourself, whether it be the way you're eating, the way you're thinking, the way you're feeling, if you're not on the right frequency, you may miss that conception and the birth that's trying to come about within this physical realm, because it all starts in space and time. Empty space. It's just pure potential. That's what I feel like that empty space is. And then once that spark happens, the realization of that, carrying it out, you have to bring it back down and ground that energy so that it can take roots and, grow into what it's supposed to grow into. A lot of times we just kind of take off with stuff, that's that fire energy, that passionate energy. But in order for that spark to have longevity, it needs to be grounded. Bring it back to the root chakra, back to Mother Earth, back to Gaia, wherever that earth is, because the feminine energy, the creative energy within us, they say like in the womb to the baby, our body is the earth, so we have to ground ourselves spiritually, physically, whether that's through exercise or whatever, and or going out, putting your feet in the grass or the water, and grounding that energy so that it has a solid foundation to grow into the manifestation, whatever your manifestation may be at this time. But it all starts within, spirit form first. And then also discerning, we have to still go back and check our belief system, which we filter these new inspirations and these new sparks through, because if we're still filtering through a dirty screen, then everything is not going to come through. Even if we manage to grab hold of that and, realize this manifestation is upon us, if we're still filtering it through toxic, just a fucked up belief system, then, it's kind of like, is it really that magical? Because you haven't done the spiritual work to cleanse that filter, whether that filter is you. I mean, of course, it's always you, but then everything else reflects outside of you. So you have more stagnation and more pushback when you're trying to create in very muddy waters and muddy air, So I think this is just more so a warning to be careful of how you're manifesting, because you're going to manifest whether you know it or not. So you might as well be intentional about it and understand all of the filters and the layers that are in the way of this pure essence of creation trying to come through. Because we've had learned certain things and certain behaviors, certain, mindsets, and you have to self-check your own paradigm to understand how you're manifesting. I don't know why I feel like I need to burn some sage, because we have a lot of shit to filter through, and it's only getting thicker. So the more you can start being true to yourself and true to what you've experienced, and living in your or not even aspiring, but just choosing to be pure in your intentions at all times and in a constant state of meditation, then you're going to align yourself no matter what. And whether it seems bad on the outside or whatever, it's all coming back full circle to align with your higher self and your source. Mind, body, and spirit. You see that triangle? This is the dynamic, and then that center, that circle is like the source to me. That fire and that wheel in the inside. Right here in your solar plexus. That's going to push that, everything kind of like coming to the center. The groundedness, the spiritual intention, the manifestation, the creative energy, everything is going to come to that center, that source, and that will, and be pushed out into your reality. So be mindful of how you are manifesting, okay? Align with your truest self, your highest self, your deepest self. And check your old paradigms. Have discernment. Just because something feels familiar doesn't mean it's good for you. Because familiarity ain't always, what we need to aspire to. It's time to break these new barriers. It's a lot of new energy surrounding us that's needing to be tapped into. And if we're just holding on to what's familiar, you're not tapping into it. You're not, breaking through old belief systems. You're not helping to transform this place the way it needs to be. Let's just do one clarifying card for each real quick. Yes. This is just reiterating the clarity the clarity and the creative action behind the clarity and the discernment of understanding exactly where you need to be and how you need to do it in order to align with you, because you can't control nothing else out here. This is the only thing here and now. You can only make decisions within this space. So choose the true you each time, over and over again, and you're gonna automatically be where you need to be, whether it seems like it or not, whether this, because sometimes this shit have to catch up. The outer has to catch up, because we already in a whole nother space within yourself. Yeah, that belief in you got the Wheel of Fortune on the dynamic card. Y'all, we manifesting some shit, some real shit right now. But that inner child work has to be done, because your belief systems is going to be the only thing that's going to be fucking up the flow. It's outdated thinking, outdated actions. You know, it's time for creativity and a new way of life. Just a new way that we deal with each other, ourselves, and each other. All right, so that's your ether reading. So y'all go meditate.